Control's latest DLC, titled AWE, promises to dive deeper into the altered world events studied by the Bureau, and tie up a few loose ends from Remedy's psychological thriller, Alan Wake. If you finished the main game and first expansion when they released, you might need a bit of a recap, especially as Control is abundant with strange terminology, paranatural powers, and a sentient fridge. To ensure you know your AWE from your OOP, here's a quick refresher on Control. In the events of Control, protagonist Jesse Faden arrived at the Aldous House, the headquarters of the Federal Bureau of Control, a secret government organization tasked with research, containment, and control of paranatural phenomena. Jesse is seeking the whereabouts of her brother Dylan, who was detained by the FBC 17 years ago after an altered world event, or AWE, occurred in their hometown of Ordinary. Once inside the Bureau, she discovers it's been invaded by a hostile paranatural force known as the Hiss. After Zachariah Trench, the FBC's director, is found dead, Jesse picks up his mysterious gun, the service weapon, and is contacted by a paranatural entity known as the Board, who make her the FBC's new director. Weirdest interview ever. Teaming up with the Bureau's surviving members to stop the Hiss, Jesse locates her missing brother Dylan, who has now fallen prey to the Hiss's influence and seeks to help them take control of humanity. He eventually breaks out of containment in search of the slide projector, an object of power, or OOP for short, that allowed the Hiss to enter the Bureau in the first place. Confronting her sibling, Jesse shuts down the slide projector and purges the Hiss from Dylan, causing him to fall into a coma. It's here that the main story ends. The Bureau is a little safer, but Jesse's work as director of the FBC is far from over. As director, Jesse wields the service weapon. Though at first glance it might seem like a regular firearm, this is a very formidable object of power. The gun has several different forms. Grip is a highly accurate semi-automatic pistol that deals single-shot damage. Spin is a rapid-fire machine gun that tears through enemies at medium range. Shatter is a shield-busting shotgun with a wide blast radius. The sniper-like Pierce charges a single, powerful shot capable of damaging enemies behind cover. And finally, Charge is a 3-projectile rocket launcher for explosive area of effect damage. A sixth form for the service weapon, named Surge, will be unlockable in the new AWE DLC, and is capable of launching up to 3 devastating grenades that can be remote detonated individually or simultaneously for a mass explosion. In addition to the service weapon, Jesse has a wealth of paranatural abilities at her disposal. Melee is a powerful close-range attack that sends objects and enemies flying. Launch lets you use telekinesis to pick up and throw objects or weakened enemies. Evade enables you to perform a high-speed dodge to avoid gunfire. Shield tears up chunks of ground and nearby debris to use as cover for incoming fire. Seize is a form of mind control that turns enemies into allies. And finally, Levitate sees Jesse soar into the air and float to higher ground. The first DLC drop, The Foundation, also gave Jesse access to a new power called Shape, which has 2 different forms, Create and Fracture. The former allows you to build platforms and spike traps using crystals, while the latter lets you destroy existing ones. When wandering the Bureau, keep an eye out for personal mods and weapon mods, which are often found in metal loot crates or dropped from downed enemies. Personal mods give specific boosts to Jesse and her abilities, from increasing base health to reducing the energy needed to use your favourite paranatural powers. Weapon mods are for, you guessed it, the service weapon, altering factors such as rate of fire and reload efficiency. What's more, you can use ability points to upgrade your powers and stats on Jesse's skill tree. If all that has you itching for more paranatural adventures, Control's latest DLC, AWE, is available now. Want to know more on the connection between Control and Alan Wake? Watch this video here on IGN.